3 sunsets in Queens. One. Under the orange, crumbling sky, nearly here, under cool, compressed air, it arrives, red, crushed, sinking on the horizon, lingers, glowing through it, breaks. Not much cloud in the sky tonight, haze hanging over Manhattan. As it sets, violets fade into grays, sun of warm incandescence mirrored on banks. Directly above, the touch of that dark, warm ultramarine consuming the sky, and after a wide expanse, a dark gray mass, brighter nearer Manhattan, highlighting the front plane, grows increasingly pink as the sun sinks. Its warmth fills the still sky. Birds disappear, reappear, into the dark and out of the light. Two. Buildings illuminate themselves, consumed by cool gray, soft neutral yellow, bright red punctuating, but though taillights quieter than traffic. Three. Over the crimson horizon, the sky unravels, lighter here, darker there, true light hovering above. Suddenly, reversal. Crimson over blue. Buildings emerge, dominate. Violetish yellow burns the dark. After Yves Bonnefoy's The Garden. But though October's broken light, nothing opens as I descend into the subway. Dead end. Grandpa's leather jacket, too big, catches a loose nail, tears. All I have left of him, imperfect, partial. Heaven cannot hold her. Under the grand central stairs, Aunt Deb regales me with stories of oysters and bread. Grandpa sucked them up like buttercups in midwinter's dead light. Deb came with him once, a little girl dragged through Fifth Avenue in the constantly passing rain. It's strange to hear such sweetness now. Deb's mother dead in Paris, ashes demanding to be scattered in the Seine in the bleak French winter. Later, outside the cloisters, we nearly freeze. No oysters in the Hudson, no warmth in the sky. Inside, medieval French graves glow so beautifully, emanating light, emaciated Christ begging our forgiveness. Winter gig. No one at Silvana, where we want to hold the house accountable, no smiling aloud. 4 months ago, so loud, raucous dancing, but tonight this cold draft blown downstairs. No one cares about light rain or smoke rising from pavement or Christian trying to unravel how sun hits a leaf, its yellow melody pulling me back to smoke rising from ignited leaves. Autumn's breath against winter vines, all our power off. For days I wore the same oversized coat, bloated. We played Scrabble in a state of emergency, the world whistling through leaves frozen just like this gloomy room. So we rise and laugh our golden laughter into the passing rain, watching cars crawl down the long boulevard. After a disappointing gallery opening, I want art that's got a kick, something more than mists and mellow fruitfulness. I want art that screams its intelligence in neon letters, all caps. I am brilliant. I want art that asks hard hitting questions like how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? And how about the world end? Waterworld or Mad Max? I want art that won't let me relax, hand wrapped around my throat, tongue slicing my arteries, bleeding plasma over the brilliant orange moon, dirge for a season with only rough corn and bitter harvest wheat beer vomited onto the sidewalk, sulfuric seraphim blessing external organ sculptures of the slaughtered land. I want art hard as a biblical plague, boils in blood, bursting wine red on my tongue, drowning me in second-born laughter, happy accident of birth. I want big brass jazz band tomorrows, heaven a flesh-born orgasm of the here and now. I want a love-song life like an old Scottish ballad. Boy meets girl, girl poisons boy dies, excruciating death, cursing all relatives to wander the road until crows peck out his eyeballs, leaving only bone and agony reflecting at the milk white of the pale moon. I want to dissolve into mist and steam over Main Street, floating into visions of Delhi and all her polluted saffron sorrow, sun descending through the smog-wrecked sky, blood-red dot disappearing before it sets. I want violence crushing black-bowed beauty, pink petals pulverized and forgotten in the deep waters of Babylonian woe. Court poet for a night. At the park, I'm out of rhythms and off pace, racing without her. When a woman tells me she's been looking for a spoken poet, I am broke in or I wouldn't be here, so we're off to the races, strolling past Pain in the Park. Tourists with selfie sticks at the edge of the abyss. And I say sure to the open bar, swanky movie star night. They tell me I will be very successful. They tell me I will be instrumental. They tell me I will be broken. Opening this roaring applause, I need this to be simply another night. Yes, obviously, I do this all the time. Everything's fine. Just a word or a phrase, only 10 dead letters to know you letter into the perfect silence of a rainy night. Robert Creevy warned me, but I didn't listen. His sequins glistening red in the warm sequence of death. Corporate and enormous, such horse shit, but I need this, so I let her introduce me. More like reveal me, the hustler from the park. After dark, reborn as this blood, let her go, get her, never let her go. Why won't you just let her on stage? Smiling, quiet rage. Never let me go. It'll be a difficult spring for the old man with the notebook of experiments on osteopathic treatments who tried to convince me that feminism is statistically inaccurate as I hawked paintings in Washington Square Park, his teeth yellowing Birkenstocks and tube socks, driving customers off. For the elderly women who shouted, "Beautiful!" then startled at the prices and stumbled away. I think of them lying on white sheets, ventilator pumping lungs. I think, too, of Midwestern roots. New Yorkers imagine hay bales and straw. It was really all suburbia and boredom, jazz bars and hush puppies, country only weekends. My dad and I trained dogs to fetch dead ducks, their mouths frothing over pink gums, teeth sharp enough to do damage but not kill a person, the ducks hanging limp, feathers purple and viridian. I think of my dad, 62 now, without health insurance, of the indent in my mom's skull where they first removed the tumor, of my Uncle Ted, how many years over 70, sitting next to his koi pond, orange flashes and murky depths, Southern California sun and smog filling his lungs, in full remission, almost whispering, I just wish I knew what happens. Bossa Blues. When the evening falls over us, it will open us to this cool blue fire. Slow pyre careening off until we are left with our lightless selves. And when we know the slow sensation of moisture on our skin, we will reach into ourselves like water wrapping around an open flame, water rushing to meet rock, then returning to the heart of the smoldering sky.